Hello, everybody, and welcome to Well X BREEZY Initiative. Today, we are unveiling our December art gallery theme, The Story of Rebirth. For this iteration, digital and NFT art creator Eleonora Brizi has selected 10 pieces from the Well Vault to discuss the human condition over the past 2 years while looking to the future with a feeling of rebirth. Today, we are not only joined by Eleonora, but also Rune and Cartoon Advisory from the Whale community who work closely with Eleonora to create this beautiful experience. Welcome, everybody. I'm very excited to have you all here.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi, everyone.
Hello.
All right. Before we get into it, I just want to remind everybody that is watching that we are actually doing this within our Arium gallery space, and I will post a link to the Arium gallery. So please jump in and check it out. And as I move around in the space, I will be sharing my screen. But Eleonora, please give us a rundown or description of this beautiful gallery that we've set up here.
Hi, hello everyone again. I miss you. This is the last show of the year. I mean, we haven't been together the whole year, but it feels like it's been a while. It's always nice to come back once a month. I'm very happy tonight to be together with Rune and Cartoon also, of course, with DC. So for December, which is always a special special month in the year because of all the festivities, but also because of these very specific feelings that we all have at the end of 1 year, which is on one side is, like you try to sum up what happened in the past year, which I always find pretty amazing how much we follow calendars. But on the other side, because I'm like, why should we like look at the balance of the year on the 31st of December? But that's how it works. And on the other side, of course, like we are all very hopeful for the new year. I was just discussing with all these guys before going live, and I was writing the curatorial text for the show. I decided to pick 10 artists for this month, and I was like, oh, this is pretty sad. It's not like something that you expect during this part of the year when everyone is very festive and happy. So I'm sorry if it will give you a little bit of sadness, but it's not my goal. I mean, I think that to curate something at a very specific time is also an act of creation somehow. And I really didn't feel serene or happy enough to just decorations and such. But of course, the story of a rebirth has 100% hope in the title and in the selection of the pieces and in the feeling that we have looking at the new year. And but we also all know where we are coming from in these past 2 years. Which is the pandemic, of course, but also what I found really interesting is that I literally went through pretty much all the pieces in the vault for how much that was possible. And I didn't even look at the name of the artist and anything. I picked based on the feeling that I had in that moment. And it was pretty amazing to see how these pieces were even created during pandemic. They were created maybe 1 or 2 years earlier, some of them. So it was very interesting, and on one side reassuring. On the other side, it's like, okay, it's going to be like this forever. To see how the problems, dramas, and complexities of humankind, so how humanity are always the same, because I picked these pieces to talk about the pandemic. I mean, not about the pandemic, but about the feeling that we have been having in these past years, and the pieces were created before that. So that was pretty amazing. Again, also to prove what we always say, which is the role of the artists in society. I believe that artists are the only people who are able to intercept and see the future. and hopefully, and we are grateful for that to, somehow bring the future to the present and give us the vision. So this only confirms the special beings that they are. And yeah, so in this selection, you will see, I think that it's pretty clear the point that I'm coming from. Also, this time for this show, I felt that it was pretty personal, because again, I just picked based on my feelings in that precise moment. So I had fun in doing this, and you will see, like really like depth, the depth of these art pieces, like isolation in a more intimate way, isolation in the society, escape, like need of detachment, physically with our houses and buildings, and mentally, of course, until reaching the art piece that gave the name, which is titled Reborn by Undeadlu, the status of rebirth. So we look at the new year with some hope, and yes, that was my feeling about it all.
Wow, that was a fantastic description. It's definitely something that we all kind of feel, and I love that you sharing that with us, and I love the pieces that you picked out as well. Cartoon and Rune, why don't you share your experiences putting this together, while I slyly try to refresh this gallery and get everything looking nice.
Yeah, I made note of that. Now, making it actually was really good. It was making these spaces. You get to know the art pieces very, very closely, because you're messing with them the entire time, making them look great, and even greater than they already are. But no, but the pieces that were picked, I mean, artists that we all recognize being in this space. It's really awesome. I mean, my favorite is the Brendan Dawes piece, the Swan Finale, but I also like the Reinhard one over here by it's over next to the left of the Reborn. It's really cool just to see how far some of these artists have come within the year. So that's my take.
That's awesome. Cartoon, go ahead and unmute yourself and tell us a little bit about this, because it's all a team effort, right? So we have Eleonora, we have Rune that helped us put this together. We have Cartoon, and tell us a bit about what you did for this particular show.
So I helped put together some of the preview video for the gallery, which was also just kind of working literally as close as possible with these pieces. So I got to know every single one of them very well over the course of the time that we were working on this. And like Rune was saying, man, these pieces are all just really incredible, and just being able to work so closely with each piece and with every artist that is included here is just a really amazing opportunity. As an artist as well, it helps to kind of keep that inspiration alive. This show in particular was super interesting just because of the diversity of the pieces. Even though Eleonora did an amazing job at curating pieces that all kind of live in the same realm in a way. I don't know if that makes sense, but they all fit together really well. But they're all very different, you know what I mean? Which is super, super interesting. So it's really awesome just seeing how different artists can all kind of come together and create just one congruent space. But yeah, man, my favorite piece so far, I've kind of been looking at all these as close as possible inside of here, but over here, if you look at Diamond or Blinded by the Diamonds in the Sky, there we go. Yeah, this GIF is just there's so much going on, but it's so grungy, and I don't know, it feels like this whole past year, you know what I mean? There's a lot of emotion there, but there's also a lot of structure, but it's just a really nice piece. And kind of like I was saying, like every other piece in the gallery just kind of plays off of that kind of grungy line work. The black and white look is really nice. Yeah, I mean, Rune absolutely smashed with the placing of everything. I think the gallery looks incredible. It doesn't hurt to have, you know, so many incredible artists and so many amazing pieces kind of like at our disposal as well. I think that that's always super fun to be able to go in and just kind of play around with what we have.
Man, that's awesome. So Eleonora, I'm gonna put you on the spot here. Where do you want us to start in this unveiling?
Wherever really. But if you want, okay, so if you want to go to the real bottom, to the Coldie art piece, also, I mean, these guys really did an amazing job. Rune, I didn't suggest anything. I came here and I felt like I found myself in paradise, which is exactly, it's on the left, which is exactly the feeling that I wanted to give, like a real rebirth. You know, like it changed completely the space from last time. Giants won, yes, this one, and it was all pinky and, you know, like sunset sky. Here we have paradise sky and all this white floor. We really, and so I was like, thank you, because the colors and, you know, everything that you picked is inspired by the last piece, which is Undeadlu piece, and it's the Rebirth piece. So
Nice.
Really, and not to the other ones which are more negative, but really like amazing job with
Thank you. And to let you know, the floor actually that actually took about an hour to get right. So yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Why? Tell us why.
Well, just making sure that the I wanted to do exactly what the theme was, which was rebirth. I wanted hope. I wanted peace. I wanted, you know, stillness. I wanted tranquility. But also, you know, wanted to showcase that within the environment. So the lights that are the point lights and the ambient lights that are in this space were all picked by me to just to kind of give that feeling of like this is like a sanctuary. This is kind of like a safe space. So that's what I was going for. Well,
yeah, and you did it. You really did it. And this is the Coldie piece. So, for instance, this piece, I believe that Coldie broke his finger or something. So it was like I went to the hospital. So it's like realizing how much you know, physical health is important. You know, the health of your body, and of course, there's so much more than that. And it's the feeling and the concept and the status of healing. So this is one of the pieces that I picked, and I believe that everyone easily understands why. So we have like different takes about what has been happening, even a physical one, like this piece. Or if you go to the Frenetik Void piece, on the right, no, this is Alien Mother. If you go on the right to the Frenetik Void piece, yes, this one, yeah, like for instance, you know, I believe that the title is Escape from Freedom. I retitled it as Escape for Freedom, right? So, but I mean, besides this details, really like the feeling of this artwork is, again, I really think that my words are unnecessary because the art speaks for everything here. Of course, it's self-isolation and the need for freedom. And then I was like, okay, and I picked this other piece, like Alien Mother, which you find it's next to Coldie on the left. I'm sorry, DC, if I let you do like here and there, by Mr. DG29620. I'm very bad with names, but Alien Mother, I was like, okay, so this artist said, it's like the alien mother returns to nourish their young before they hatch. So like, okay, we really became alienated. Now we're even aliens. This is our mother. So connected these two pieces. So this was more the intimate self-isolation. This doesn't have to do anything with society. It's within ourselves, because also the period and the time that we have been going through, it really put us in front of, it was very hard on people, because it's you with yourself. So now what are you gonna do now? You have to confront and face yourself. So these two pieces really spoke to me about this status that we felt. Yes, and then if you keep going around, of course, the piece that Cartoon was talking about, like in the piece, we talk about like being shadows ourselves. Like it's this city, this place where you even never meet the inhabitants, which is exactly what happened. Like a series of ghosts, physically and mentally, completely isolated, in quarantine or not quarantine. Mental isolation was the worst part. This piece is pretty amazing. And then if you keep going around, the Reinhard piece, the ballerina, that I looked at this, and she's so elegant, graceful, so light, but somehow she's stuck. She's stuck on this mechanism, which is the mechanism that actually keeps her alive, which also let you think about about many things from many takes that we don't even want to discuss here. But the system, the mechanism that we all found, where we all found ourselves trapped into, which that keeps us alive, but somehow puts us in a trap. I found this piece very poetic. What else do we have? If you keep going around, this will go here in the last. If you go to the right, if you go to the right, okay. So here, the lions. This is gonna like. So this piece, David Loblaw, Lions Peak. It really let me think about the, how do you call it in English? The wanderer in the fog.
Yeah.
It's like a modern take on that. Why? Because of course the original painting from the 800s, you have, this man, first of all, it's all this respect, and even it's not fear, but like the nature is sublime, right? It's like if he's looking at nature like as it's like contemplating nature. And of course he has the curiosity of the travel. The painting is very symbolic, and here you have it's the same position, the man on the rock, and then you have this this animal that really is really like grandiose. It's like, and I think that during the pandemic we understood how nature is sublime, how powerful it is. If we ever forgot about that, we had, we kind of had to ask for forgiveness to nature. Like she had to forgive us for what we had done and where we got. and even for people like us who were already involved in technology, the art and technology couple of words that will ever disappear. We had this epiphany. The importance of nature really strongly came back during the pandemic. So I found this piece very interesting. And if you go to the right, to the colored piece, the piece by Monfa Cabrera, it's called Home Ascending. This is the piece where the liberation starts. It's like you imagine that the bassist, it gets detached and it starts floating. This is our buildings, everything that we build, symbolizing society, and all the artificial chains that we build for ourselves as humans. Finally, we are free. That's where everything starts. I was like, okay, we are free now. You're not attached to, like, physically, you're not attached to the smog of the city anymore. You're not attached to the pandemic anymore. And of course, symbolically, you're free to go somewhere far away from a place that is not it has some problems in this moment. And then if you turn on the left, of course, you have the Ophelia Fu piece, which really doesn't really need many explanation. It's just liberation. The branches like open and we liberate ourselves. And then in my mind, after this, I went to Brenda Dawes with the death of the swan, of course, which I found very interesting even in my mind process, because I went through heavy isolation of the self, heavy isolation of the individual in the society, observation of the status of the cities and of humanity, pain, like physical pain with Coldie, right? And then I start the liberation in my mind with the buildings detaching from Earth. I go through Ophelia Fu, liberating me even more. And then I get to the real point where in order to be reborn, you have to die. And also, of course, this piece is amazing. It's always very difficult to pick its pieces, but this time I was like, I'm not gonna look at artist names or anything, just artworks. This piece is amazing. So of course it's inspired by the music, right? The ballet. And why is it? I mean, it's called the death of the swan in general. The original title is because apparently when the swans die, they have they sing even in a happier way that they have done for their whole life. And I was like, we when you are about to die, you have all this energy of life because you want to. It's like it's nature. You even have more energy. So I was like, especially in this time, we are all like, you understand your attachment to life when you have to face death. And so I think that, of course, I'm not talking about the physical death, but symbolically, we all had to die a little in order to be reborn. I mean, think about what happened to us. We had to stop. Everything stopped. We had to think about things, to think about our relationships, our relationship with nature, with the world, with our planet, with feelings. So it's horrible, but necessary. And hopefully and eventually, after being dead, will be reborn. And this is how I ended the selection with Undeadlu piece.
Wow, that is intense.
Yeah, I warned you.
No, it's absolutely fantastic, and it does it speaks to all of us, I'm sure, because we're all feeling this kind of way, right? I mean, we're stuck at home, we're thinking about things differently, we want to get out in the world, we want to be reborn, but we also are taking this time to reflect on what's happening and changing a lot of what we do and what we think. I mean, a lot of stuff that was important to us before is not so much important, and then we're really focusing on the things that are important and how to change and how to be reborn. So I think, wow, I mean, it's extremely impressive to me that you picked out all these fantastic pieces from the vault, put them together in a show, and just
it was like therapy.
Yeah, it really was. I mean, listening to everything you just said, I was like, wow, this is explaining the past 2 years for sure. It's insane. I love it.
Yeah, and actually, we have an artist right next to you. One of the artists are in here right now, on the other to your left. Brendan Dawes made an appearance. There he is.
Ah, he's here.
So
Such an amazing piece.
It is an amazing piece.
Oh, awesome! We have Brendan Dawes here now.
Yeah, he just went up. He's coming down that little ramp.
That's great. That's great. Welcome, Brendan. I'm glad he's there. He is. Yeah, there he is. Hey.
Hello.
That's great.
Yeah, but and also with these pieces, we wanted to showcase, the size that I don't really know how to say it. The size and scope that life and death has to offer. So making these pieces huge kind of helps out with that, especially this reborn piece that you're looking at right now.
Yeah, it definitely does. I mean,
Yes.
the sizing, the placing, everything, it really goes into this type of show, and then it shows the thoughtfulness that goes into everything, especially in the narration and everything that just happened. It's quite amazing. I'm really glad that we're doing these types of experiences, and the show is fantastic. I mean, we're going to have this for most of the month of January, and that is really the time to focus on Rebirth, right?
Exactly.
Yes. Yeah, but thank you to the collection, to the vault as well. It's kind of a privilege to like express your feelings and your thoughts, and having the privilege of picking art pieces. I felt pretty privileged to do that.
Yeah, we're very lucky to have you, and like I said, the narration is just absolutely amazing.
I'm very lucky.
To be honest, it's like this is the experience of art that everyone should really do, at least just check it out. Listen to the narration, everything. It gives you that. That quality that you're usually missing when you're just kind of browsing and checking out art, just by yourself. So I think that's really cool.
And so one thing to note also, for some people that may be new to Arium, if you go up to a piece, as opposed to just looking at it from far away, if you go up to a piece and it has sound and or motion, it will move for you. So like this Brendan Dawes piece that you're looking at right now, not only can you click on it, and it'll show you some more information, but just by looking at it, you can see the motion in this one. The videos up front, they have sound also. So I don't want people to, just stand back and look from far away. Definitely go up to the pieces and look at them, because they'll change as you get closer to them. So.
Yeah. So while we're here, and we've been through the narration, we have our live gallery, and again, everybody that's watching, definitely go look at the links. The links will be in the video text for those of you who are catching this late and later on. Also, we do have a channel in the Discord that is dedicated to this. So definitely go check out. And we learned a few things this show we're trying to get the actual artists. So last time we had Giant Swan, before that we had X Copy. So we had kind of an interesting mix of artists. One that's a bit anonymous and doesn't like to do interviews, and another who loves to do interviews and always is very fun character to have on. So it's a very different contrast, but this particular show was a bit different for us because of the holidays and everything going on. And so we decided to do this this narration, which is it's just, again, fantastic. But we really didn't engage with the artists like we normally would, and this is like the third month, so this is actually really cool too. So we're the experiences we're creating are always going to be here. And I just learned, I think, Rune, didn't you talk with the Arium folks, and we actually get to save the.
Yes.
Am I okay?
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, and so this is also good for the future of Arium, our space here. So what we're able to do is we're able to save this this gallery. It's got its own URL, so that you can differentiate between them. So this will never go away. This is here for good. The Giant Swan one that we did last month, that is still available. That's still there. It's got a different URL now. But one of the great things that's coming for the future is, as soon as I learn it, the whale community space is going to have portals that will take you to whichever gallery you want. So there'll be one for Giant Swan, there'll be one for Story of Rebirth, one for X Copy, and future ones. So all you got to do is, if you want to, walk up to it. It'll take you to the space that you choose. You can walk out, go to a different space, but it'll be a central hub, basically, for all the different galleries that we have.
That's amazing.
Yeah. That's so cool. That's so cool. And I know that you and Cartoon and Eleonora have put together these amazing spaces, and I was very excited to hear that we actually get to save them and use them over and over and check them out over and over. And I think that's really great. And if you're watching this and this is your first time seeing the gallery like this, we do have the other ones. Again, it's in the Discord, so you could find it there. But eventually we're going to try to get this even more places so you can go check it out. So definitely look at it, and I'll post some pointed announcements and whatnot so people know where to find them. So
and
watch that.
And I definitely want to give a shout out to the folks at Arium. They are some of the most accommodating people that I have ever worked with. They have helped us out so much with so many different features, so many different things. They've helped us. Well, why don't you try this out? Or did you know that you could do this or do that? So they've been very, very, very helpful. And if they are watching, thank you so much. I know there's one in the space right now. So.
Yeah, and they keep adding features to the space, really working for users. I mean, my love for Arium is not hidden. I really love the platform, and yes, they keep just adding improvements, like the one that Rune was talking about, the fact that you can save galleries. My God, my heart just already feels so much better if I think about that we don't lose all these shows and that can be there forever. And yes, and for those who didn't participate the first times, even the space is completely customized. Some of us think that it looks like the tail of a whale. I thought that it looks like the back of a whale. So really, like, we went through actual inspirations with an actual architect. We wanted to get something, again, this reminds me a lot of Zaha Hadid architecture, like respectful of nature, with just smooth curves. It's not invasive. It's really amazing. It's real architecture in the metaverse. Even the walls, I was like, oh, maybe these walls are too curved. It's not going to be easy to install the art pieces. So we straighten them up until a certain point and then continued with the curves. It's very, I don't know, it's very exciting for to have a space like this in the metaverse where you can enter with your webcam and microphone, and it's very user friendly. You can talk, so again, for all the people who are listening, you are invited to use the space to have meetings, birthday parties, or just if you want to have like if you want to have a talk, a chat, don't do it on Google, but do it here. Come here, you have the link. You just come here, you talk, and while you're talking, you're surrounded by art, which is so much better than a Google Meet. I sometimes do my meetings on Arium. I take collectors and people around. It works perfectly. Now we are on StreamYard, so it's different. But if you go inside, it works perfectly with microphone and camera. It's nice. You go inside, you do the installation together. You literally walk to the space, like the places in the wall where you want to install things. It is very friendly and pretty, for me, good looking, very artsy looking, and it can also get very weird if you want to, so you can experiment with that. It's not too artsy.
Which is great, actually, because
Yeah.
just like you had mentioned with the Giant Swan gallery, there was a lot there, and the ability to have a lot of pieces to showcase, and also at the same time to have few pieces to showcase and have it still, both of them giving themselves a gallery of its own. And even though it's the same architectural building, the sky, the floor, the colors, the lights, it makes it a different one. I mean, just like what you said, from the Giant Swan one to this, two totally different feels.
Yes.
100%. Like, kind of going off of what Eleonora was and like DC was saying, like having like this gallery in specific, like having different artists and kind of narrating the story of Rebirth, I think is also super interesting and also a really fun project to be able to work on. Just being able to showcase so many different artists in one space is super fun, and just the story that Eleonora kind of put together for this it honestly opened up my eyes a little bit more, and it kind of made me appreciate the gallery that much more. But it's always super fun working inside of here, being a 3D artist as well, just kind of having the opportunity to sort of inject my own art and our own 3D art into there is also super cool. Arium is definitely a really fun tool to be able to use.
Yes, really, please use the space. This was made for the community. Yeah, go on, DC. I really want for people to use this.
Absolutely. And I'm thinking that, maybe, something that we could put together is, like you said, I love the gallery tours. So when we get the portal set up, maybe we'll do some fun stuff, and we'll invite everybody to come with us and kind of walk with us in the space as we go through portal to portal. And once we build up this library of different artists and different shows, we can kind of do a retrospect and see what we've done in the past. And I think that would be really neat.
That will be amazing. Like,
right?
Just tours where people can come, we go around together, and once that we are in Arium, we will do the tour in Arium, so you can just come and we can talk like this with all of us. So if you have questions, curiosities, you want to discuss about something, that's such an amazing idea to have the tours.
Absolutely, and it came from you, so I can't steal that one. But it was a fantastic idea, and I think that we should definitely do it in the near future.
Let's do it.
Yeah, so I've been secretly, and I haven't told anybody about this lately, but I did go to New York City, and I was going around and looking at some different art experiences. One of them, which was the Vincent van Gogh experience that I went with my wife to, and fantastic stuff, very cool. And I was thinking, looking in these types of spaces, I said, geez, we're kind of at the cutting edge here, and especially with this Arium space, we have so much we could do with this. And thinking to the future, I mean, we're starting in January, we're going to do something different that we've never really done before. And it might, I don't know if it'll be one of the first. What do you think? I mean, we haven't really said what it's going to be yet or who it's going to be, but it's going to be one of the first, I think, that we've seen in the metaverse. If I'm wrong in saying that, or have you seen anything like it before?
Like what?
I know I'm being very vague.
Yeah, like very, that you didn't even mention the subject.
Exactly.
If I've seen in the metaverse, like what?
I don't know how much I want to reveal yet.
So I don't know what to say. I mean, I think that I know what you're talking
a big
about.
Blink, blink, blink.
Yeah, it is definitely.
I'm gonna write it in our private chat. Please check it.
Okay.
What are you talking about?
Yes, that's what I'm talking about. I don't think I've seen a lot of it.
No, you didn't, because this guy started the old trend a couple of weeks ago. So no, you didn't.
So those of you that can read between the lines, we are definitely going to do something a little bit different on our next one. Something that I'm not sure, like I said, I'm not sure has been done before in this type of capacity in the metaverse, but I know in other mediums it has for sure. But we definitely want to get something a little ahead of the game, a little different. So if you're seeing what's trending out there these days, expect that to come next month.
Yes, 2022, New Year.
Oh man,
it's gonna be exciting though, dude. Because like it's gonna be nice being able to like change and like having this space available too is just cool because like it gives us the opportunity to do exactly that. It's just kind of curate shows how we want and kind of move forward with what's happening like with current times. You know what I mean? Kind of staying relevant helps a lot as well, just to kind of keep people coming out and keeping interest alive.
I'm telling you, I'm coming from the physical art world, but and I always wanted to bridge the two worlds. And of course, I started to do it with screens a couple of years ago now, so it's been a long time. But then I was in Miami, Art Basel, and of course there was like NFTs everywhere. We are ahead here. I can't take screens anymore. You cannot just put a screen in a gallery or in a place and call it NFT art show. It doesn't respect the nature of that art. It doesn't translate the spirit at all. So they don't really know what they're doing. Galleries with NFTs, it's not that like a screen is going to solve all your problems. So for the first time in my whole life, I was like, I think that our shows on like Arium actually are better than this physical show with like some screens. Because when you don't like translate the core of the art anymore, like when it gets lost, I think that it's bad. So I'm not suggesting that physical shows shouldn't be done anymore. But we really, for real, have to find new ways to translate either the punk spirit of crypto art and everything else. I mean, it could be, we have done, right, this year, like in Miami for Well, we have geo-dropped with in Last Space, which is this platform where that you can like use augmented reality and geo-drop on an actual map art pieces from the whale everywhere in Miami, even inside the convention center. There was a sculpture inside the original art fair, Art Basel. There was in the convention center inside in a booth there was a sculpture, and we placed puck art piece as it looked like the sculpture was carrying the art piece. We placed it in AR, so you scan it with your phone and you find it there. But see, like for instance, augmented reality already is already more respectful to this. Okay, like we can shape landscapes and cities and places around us. We can do something which is different than just put it on screen somewhere to showcase NFTs. So I think that what we're doing here is very cool. Arium is it really is like the one tool of the future, and we can still find ways to bridge the physical art world. But please don't just use screens, because we are already bored. I mean, I'm already bored of that.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's exactly what I was thinking when I went to a few of the art shows in New York. I was, and it wasn't just that particular one I went to. My wife was really interested in another one that was actually a live artist. Like they were doing something so different and so cool. You know, they had a whole space where they're handing out chocolate, and they were actually you were immersing yourself within a physical space. With wigs, and that was the whole thing. And she was drawing wigs with colored pencils and whatnot, and using different mediums, and it was cool to be immersed in that. And I think that this is what we're headed towards. This immersion. We want to be immersed in art, and we also want to learn about it and hear a narrative about it. And I think that just makes the experience better. Like if I would, considering what you just explained through all of this, Eleonora, how you chose the pieces, the story behind the pieces, everything. And these aren't pieces that are together. These are pieces that are separated apart. But you put this narrative together, and to be quite honest, I mean, that's the kind of experience that I want from an art, looking at art or looking at an exhibit. Because you could go to a gallery or a museum, and you could look at things that are kind of curated, but like you said, there's no narrative. You don't want to just see a screen or NFT on a screen and just say, "Hey, that's cool. That's an NFT," and that's cool. Yeah, it's cool enough for sure. But honestly, you want the experience, and and putting something together. So I think that's really cool, and I can't wait to see what we do in the next coming year for sure.
So one of the things that I have also thought about this was that it's. I mean, Eleonora, you said it perfectly. It's not so much that physical art spaces shouldn't go to them anymore or whatever, but spaces like this, there's a lot of people that can't get to an art gallery. There's a lot of people that just art galleries are just too far away, or it could be expensive to visit the place, the city that you're going to, or whatever. But having a space like this, not only showcasing all the different artists or one particular artist, but having a narrative associated with it and being immersed. These type of galleries are hitting all of those buttons. I mean, you throw on some 3D goggles or whatever, VR goggles, excuse me, and you'll be able to be in it. And the fact that the pieces are all they're not stationary. Some can move, some are stationary, but that's fine. I mean, it's a good mix and a good hodgepodge of what can be done, but the immersion is what's there. And what you were talking about, like I would rather go to an exhibit and be immersed in it, almost kind of feeling like you're a part of the exhibit itself. That way you have an experience as opposed to just, oh yeah, I saw the Mona Lisa. Okay, yeah, I saw it. So, it's my take on it.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yes.
Well, I definitely, I definitely resonate with this show and everything that was put together here, because I think we all can to a certain extent, because really this is what's been happening and continues to happen, and we're all ready to kind of leap and get reborn in a certain sense. So I love what's put together, and I hope everyone gets to check this out and look at it, and come enjoy the space. Again, it's going to be in the Discord, and you can find links and everything. We're also going to share it, of course, everywhere that we can share it. But please do, you get to be a cool block in here, and you can jump around and move around and see all the pieces up close. So that's the fun. It's better than looking on OpenSea, that's for sure. So come check it out for sure. And with that, everybody here, you want to give a final take on everything?
I want to say thank you to everyone that stopped by the space today and everyone that's going to check it out moving forward. Super excited to continue to get the opportunity to do this for everyone and work with Whale Community and work with Eleonora and everyone else that's a part of the team that puts all this together. This is all we've been talking about this for the past hour now. It's all super fun. Kind of like what we were saying before too. Like we're definitely in a really good space right now as well. Kind of like what Rune was saying with the Arium team being so on top of everything, like literally 24/7. I do see a lot of potential for more growth and newer stuff coming out and us trying new things and seeing what works and what doesn't work. So yeah, just really excited to keep on keeping on, man.
Yes, not getting bored. Go ahead, Ron. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, I'm just looking forward to 2022. I have a feeling that 2022 is going to be a great year in this space. A lot of good things coming. Can't wait to see the new pieces that people create, and that we will in the future showcase within here.
Yes, it is going to be exciting. I have that feeling too. To always have a year where usually when things get mainstream, it's a year where it's not exciting anymore. So hopefully we pass that, and it will be exciting. Oh, but thank you everyone. Thank you guys for working with me on this and for this huge opportunity that I have, again, the privilege of just crawling down like amongst the best art pieces ever created in the past years. That was fun. So I have the privilege of even expressing my own feelings through art, which I didn't create. I feel blessed, and yes, and really like Happy New Year. And I'll see you all next year.
Oh man, thanks everybody for that. This is great. Happy holidays, everybody. Happy New Year coming up. We're a couple days away, so 2021. I think we're all feeling the same way. We can go, and we're gonna hopefully have a really good 2022. That's something we're definitely all looking forward to. So can't wait to get that started, and we will see you all in the next year, right?
All right.
Yes.
Thank you, guys.
All right. Fantastic, everybody. And thanks again for putting this together. This is amazing, and we get to keep it forever. So I'm excited about that. So we will be sending this out. Watch for the links, watch for the advertisements, everything. But everybody, thanks again for joining us, and we will see you next year.
Have a good one.
Bye.
Peace.
Bye.